can't think of his name.
Yeah, because it took him like a second and a half to even say he was out. So he was out before 5.
Oh, he gave him those 2 extra punches. What a hilarious like interview that he had. The post fight, like those are why were they not super necessary? Like they were super necessary. 100%. All right. Well, we're here.
Yep.
All right, this is Julian Marquez, JUJU State of Mind, fighter, coffee talk, fighter in the fan, coffee talk. We got my boy over here is Paul Miner, and you're Vegas local, right?
Yep. Well, I moved here about a year ago, so
they're local.
Yep, yeah, local.
Here.
Yeah,
we'll say that. Fan, how old are you?
I'm 18.
18 years old, man. Has an amazing story. I think it was your mom that contacted me on Instagram.
Twitter,
Twitter.
Yeah, yep.
She DM'd me, so we're gonna talk fights. This is what we're here to. But first, where are we at right now?
Man,
what is this place called?
We're at the Bad Owl Coffee.
Coffee spot?
Yeah,
Bad Owl Coffee spot?
Yeah, Bad Owl. Bad Owl Express. I see Bad Owl Express up there.
It's Bad Owl Express. There we go. So I don't even know where this is. What street is this on?
This is in Eastern. It's
Eastern and what is the crossroads? St. Rose?
Yeah, I think so.
Eastern and St. Rose. I don't know. It's Bad Owl Coffee. They have. I've heard a lot of reviews about this place. I've heard a lot of great things about it and their coffee. And you guys know me. I'm pour over all day. I don't add cream or sugar. It's straight black, straight to the face. If it's going to be good or if it's not. So I got this awesome pour over, and it comes pretty cool. It came with a little chocolate, which I won't eat it, guys. You know, little chocolate right here, a little Hershey Kiss. You got a little spoon. I don't know why I need a spoon. I'm straight black, and it comes inside this giant pour over cup. What'd you end up getting?
I just got me a cappuccino. I just stick with the same thing always.
Cappuccino. All right, let's go. Give it a taste. Tell me what you think. It's not bad. Mine, I mean, yours might be completely fruited out. You got dairy in it. You got, they even put a flower at the top of yours. They gave you the chocolate piece too, man.
Yep.
Like, you got all that. And you even get a spoon too, so you can mix up your flavors.
Yep.
Mine over here, it's not bad. It's kind of burnt in my taste. There's good aroma in it. It smells pretty dark. It smells kind of smoky, in my sense, and not a bad taste. I'm gonna drink it for sure. But you gotta like coffee, dude. I'm a coffee I love coffee.
I love cappuccino. Like coffee. Like before I started losing weight, like I would get the like frozen coffee. Like that was my stuff. Yeah, the frozen. I was not a
gas station blend where it's just straight, just iced out, where it's completely sugar.
I was going to like Starbucks, man. That's.
Dang, I can't believe you said Starbucks. Starbucks is my number one place I do not like. It's just they burn their beans and they make everything taste the same. Now, if you do the fruity style stuff, you have to throw in the extra cream, sugar, and all that. I can see that. What was your go-to drink over there?
Oh man, it was like the caramel frappuccino.
Caramel frappuccino.
Now I'm losing weight. I don't be.
Let's be honest. You gotta be real with me right now, Paul. How many times did you have the pumpkin spice latte?
Oh man, that was the joint to go to. Stop it. That was the joint to go to when it was time. Man, I was living. Last time I really was having it was when I was in Utah in high school. Man, every break we get at lunchtime, we were going to Starbucks. We were getting those pumpkin spice. I'm not even afraid to admit it.
If you all know that.
I'm about that.
I'll back you on that. My brother loves pumpkin spice lattes. So I'm not a hater. I mean, you guys just like sugar. I get it. It's good. It's delicious at the time. Respect. But me, I'm going to go straight pour over all day. This one's pretty good. Out of 10, I'd give it, a 6.5.
Mine is definitely so I'm big on like cappuccino. Like I used to drink that, but once I moved here, I tried like cappuccinos, and like my favorite place I've ever gotten a cappuccino from is over at Piero's over at the convention center. They have the best cappuccinos.
But do they have straight black coffee? Because I don't. My rule is you can only have coffee, no cream, no sugar, straight to the face.
True, I don't know. I can't do that.
Yeah, if you're that's the way to do. That's coffee. That's a milkshake. You know what I mean? Like this is just. It appeases different people. I'm a go-to coffee guy. I like it. I make it at my house. So again, this bean is a mixture of blend. It's Brazilian. What is it? Brazilian Ethiopian, which is a good blend. I just don't know if they created it right. If they put the temperature right. Not bad. Not gonna hate on it. I'm still here. I don't want them to come shoot me or stab me. But it's not bad coffee.
I'll give mine about a 7. That's what I'll give mine.
Top of it. So. All right, guys, so we're here today to talk about the San Antonio UFC card this weekend. We're just going to do the main event. We're going to get the breakdown from yours truly and my boy Paul over here. We're going to break this down, and we're going to give you guys the insides, Vegas odds, everything. So let's go to it. Let's go right into it, all right? We got Rafael dos Anjos, all right? He's coming back off an amazing, impressive win against Kevin Lee. Dude, he looks super great.
Oh, yeah. He looks real good.
The defending of wrestling that he had against Kevin Lee, which Kevin Lee has, like, man-powered everybody. I mean, what he did to Barbosa was ridiculous. But he came up in weight and he fought RDA, and RDA just annihilated him and made it look like it was a different level. Like, there's that level, and then RDA was on another level. And he's going against Leon Edwards, who is an amazing, impressive deal. So the Vegas odds pretty much had this together. Rafael dos Anjos is a minus 105, and Leon Edwards is a minus 125. How do you see this fight playing out?
Man, well, I gotta say, Leon. I think Leon is really gonna take it. I'm really excited for that. I mean, it's gonna be a good fight though. Like, it's gonna go. It might be decision. Like, it's gonna be such a good fight.
A decision?
Maybe. It'll be such a good fight. Like, it'll be back and forth. But I mean, anything can happen at any point.
Anything can happen. Yeah, man. Leon Edwards, dude. He's very, very impressive with his style. He's a great fighter. This guy is on an 8-fight win streak. His last loss was to Kamaru Usman.
Yep.
And let's be honest.
And we all know about him. That's one of the.
He's a real deal, man.
That's a bad man right there.
He's a real deal, and I mean, he went with him. He went the distance with him. He did his thing. Went to the judges. Let's go there, and he's been on a tear since.
Yep.
The only person to honestly beat him was in the back hallway, and that was Jorge Masvidal. Jorge Masvidal gave him a two-piece.
But we all know about him. That man, that's a bad man too,
that
right there.
Insane. The guy is insane. It's impressive, but so we got this going on, and you're saying it's going to go to decision. RDA is going to take it to the decision.
It's tough. I think it'll go last round or decision.
Last round of decision?
One of the two. I think, I want to say decision or last round. Like, it's going to be...
Who do you got? Who do you got the favorite in this fight?
Oh, Leon, easily.
You got Leon easily in this fight.
It's a good fight, but I just think...
What gave you the Leon, that 100%er right there where you're on Leon Edwards, man?
Man, I'm just seeing the dudes that he's out here going up against, Usman, like that's a real dude right there. Like, and to go toe-to-toe with him, that's a real fight right there.
It's a tough one.
Like, he's the champion, you know what I mean? Like,
he's the champ now. At the time, he was building up, and it's still good. Look, Leon Edwards, I have the same feelings to Leon Edwards, man. He's been on a tear. This guy can go to the ground. This guy can wrestle. This guy can do it all. And then Rafael dos Anjos, his win prior to this was in 2017, and that was against Neil Magny. He also fought RDA, and he did impressive against, or not RDA, what am I talking about? Robbie Lawler. He did impressive with him. Super amazing matchup with that. But he came back and he fought that style of fighter. He fought Kamaru Usman, he fought Cody Covington, and that style, that hardcore pressure fighter wrestler, you can see that it broke him down and they ended up getting a win. So it's a tough matchup. I think right now Leon Edwards is a terror. He's in a different mindset, and he wants to win this fight so he can go back and get Jorge Masvidal. If he wins, then he's up next. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like RDA is the gatekeeper. If you get past him, you're going right next to him.
Oh yeah, and then and who knows where that leads? You beat Jorge, then man, you're looking at maybe a championship match.
It could move up. So we have Aleksei Olenek versus Walt Harris. This is a heavyweight fight. This is a big fight for him. Both these guys are coming off good wins. Olenek is known for that really wild, Ezekiel choke from so when you get on top. But you got Walt Harris, who doesn't want to go to the ground.
Exactly.
And
if he can stay on his feet, he's gonna win the fight. I'd even say this fight's gonna go maybe second round.
Second round. So Olenek is a plus 125, and Walt Harris is a minus 155. So Walt Harris is completely the favorite right now. This guy's impressive, man. He had a great showing over there on the end of the year card last year in 2018. He fought. Who did Walt fight? He fought Andre Arlovski.
Yeah.
And he did amazing.
Oh, yeah.
He did phenomenal.
That's the man. Like, he's a dangerous man. You know, that's like I just think like they're both so different. You know, one's trying to take you out from the ground, one's gonna hit you standing up. So it really just depends on where the fight goes. If you're on the ground, if you're standing up, Walt's gonna win. If you're on the ground, yeah, it's over.
Dude, so how do you see Olenek taking this to the ground? Because you know Walt Harris is a big guy, but he's agile, he's quick, he's fast, he has a lot of power. You don't want to close the distance too quick, or do you? Like, how do you see this going down?
Oh man, I think it's like the way it's gonna be hard to take him down. Like, just period. Like, I don't know. It's like it's in such a weird spot for him because the dude is so agile and all that. How's he gonna get him down? Like, it's gonna be tough. And if he does, the fight's his. If he can't get him down, oh, it's over. It's gonna be tough.
Walt Harris, amazing guy, man, and this guy, I'm telling you, he hits like a Mack truck. Everybody respects his power. It's very difficult to take him down. The only person that I've really seen, and I watched him in person, was when he fought Verdum. Verdum was able to take him down when he got on the ground. I mean, Verdum is just high-level black belt. Just on a different planet when it comes to it, and it showed in that fight. But he also, Walt Harris, stepped up and took it at short notice. Tough fight. This one, I think, you know, like he said, I think Walt Harris is going to get this. You know, Olenek doesn't have a really good defense, but he does hit hard. It's a heavyweight division. But I think Walt is very well conditioned and very fast moving. He's agile on his feet, and he's able to cut angles. And I think he's going to be prepared for it. So, again, I got Walt Harris with you as well.
I got him at the second round. That's where I have him.
Second round.
Yeah, that's going to be a... Well, man, it's just going to be a quick fight, I feel like. It's going to be like they're going to try and get each other
it's going to go in
as quick as they can.
I don't know which round it would be in, but I feel like Walt would take this fight. I mean, I just know he will. He's a good deal, but who knows? That's why they put big gambling money on it, because no one knows. But in my opinion, I think Walt Harris will get it very good. He's starting to make his stride in the UFC right now. He's doing very well. Our next matchup, we're going to have Juan Adams, who is a -115, and we have Greg Hardy, who is a -115. So the line is completely even. You ain't making no money, so don't bet on this fight. I just want to know, let's break this down. Tell me about this fight.
Juan is winning. Juan's my guy. Shout out to Juan, man. Hey, I know you're getting ready. I know you're out for blood. This is going to be good. I've been talking to him. Man, we've been talking about this for like at least a couple weeks, and like every time I talk to him, he's like, "Oh, I'm ready." He says it's over. He said he's so mentally ready for Greg Hardy. He's studied Greg. He knows everything about Greg.
It is. I mean, Greg Hardy's a tough dude. You're getting emotionally close right now.
Hey, I'm with you on that one.
You're getting emotionally close. So Juan Adams, I think he's impressive, man. The kid's good. The kid's great, and you watch his strides in the UFC. It's going bit by bit. And his growth, you can see huge growth. But let's look at Greg Hardy. His first fight in the Contender Series, Greg Hardy showed his tremendous power.
Yeah.
Everybody knew his power. Everybody was like, "Oh, we don't know if he's ready." Blah blah blah. Everybody's whiplash.
Yeah.
Then you got his second fight in the UFC. Big guy, another player, and he hit him with that Mack truck right hand, and you can tell, like, hey, you also saw growth. So then Greg Hardy comes back, gets in the UFC, does a co-main event against Allen, and when he prepared against Allen, I mean, he was looking good, he was looking great. Allen was super durable, but then Allen got hit with a legal knee, and Greg Hardy popped out. But let's just look at those fights. The amount of growth that I saw in Greg Hardy from Contenders 1, Contenders 2 to his pro debut is a huge leaps and bounds. The guy is learning his style. But then you have Juan Adams, man. Your boy.
Yeah, that's the man right there. I'm telling you.
He's the man. But how did his last fight go? You know? Did you watch his last fight?
I was not able to actually watch his last fight.
Okay. So his last fight, he got tired real quick. I mean, he went the distance, and he slowed up, and he got tired. His cardio didn't seem like it was going to be on par. And when you looked at Greg Hardy's cardio in his last bout, I mean, he had it there. He was putting output. He was going to it, and that's where I see this fight going in Greg Hardy's favor, is because I don't think Adams has your boy Juan Adams has the power to knock out Greg Hardy. I think he has power. I think he has tremendous power. I think his combinations are great. I think his wrestling is great. But it's going to come down to the cardio.
Yeah,
It's going to
I
come
feel
down
you
to
on
cardio.
that.
So I see that Greg Hardy, he's a big guy, but he is agile. This guy can move, he can slide, he can do that. He's an athletic heavyweight, which is very far to come by. So I see him getting in there, and if it goes to the second round, I don't see Juan's cardio being able to keep up with Greg Hardy's. Could he hurt Greg Hardy with a punch? Correct, he can. I have a lot of high hopes for him. Again, this is a close fight. It's a 115, minus 115, minus 115 for both guys. But I am trying to figure out what he's going to be like if it goes to the second. How Greg Hardy's going to be like if it goes to the second. It's going to come down to cardio in this fight. That's how I envision it. But I have to go against you. I have Greg Hardy.
Well, one thing I want to bring up is like experience too. Like we really look at experience. I feel like Juan may have the edge right there already, you know. And one thing I want to say is let's look at everybody that Greg's fought.
Yeah.
I feel like his competition isn't the same level that Juan's been facing too.
Yeah, Juan,
In my opinion, you know.
Juan's last fight, he fought, I can't think of his name, he went to a decision and ended up losing. His cardio looked pretty rough. Before that, he fought Charles De Rosa, and you know, he got the knockout finish. He got the power. De Rosa is not bad at all when he does that. And he's been on a tear prior to that. You're right. Greg Hardy hasn't been able to.
It's almost like they're building him up to be what they want him to be.
You're right.
And this is his first real challenge.
This is his first real challenge.
And that's why I'm saying I think Juan is just going to go to town on him.
But would you not agree that Juan, this is his first real challenge as well?
I would say it's a really good challenge. I mean, like I said, his competition was, like, I feel like was better than Greg's. But at the same time, Greg is a big dude and he's a hard hitter.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't see. I mean, I might be just because he's my guy.
You got emotional attachment. It's perfect.
Yeah,
okay, I like
exactly.
that. It's perfect. I look at it like this. Dean Thomas is a guru. He's intelligent. Everybody down there in ATT that has him behind his back, they have been working with him. They're developing him. I can see his developmental process, how he is changing, and how his striking is changing, how his wrestling is changing, how his cage awareness is changing throughout each fight. It's doing great. And I see, you know, Juan is doing amazing, but again, his last fight he was doing great, and then his cardio gave out. In the heavyweight division, when it comes down to wins, you have to have a tank because everybody hits hard.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody
hits hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody hits hard, but if you don't have a tank, you'll gas out. I mean, if you watch Stipe Miocic versus Francis Ngannou, Francis was cleaning everybody out with that hand. When he would touch people, they would fly across the room, and their soul will leave their body. But when it came to Stipe broke him down and was able to grind him out and took him into the cardio round, and Francis' punches power went down. So that's where I'm looking at with Juan Adam and Greg Hardy. Again, I think this is going to be a really good matchup for both these guys. These guys are going to do a great fight. I think it's going to be one of the fight of the nights, but I slowly see Greg Hardy coming out on top.
Someone's getting knocked out though this fight. The animosity is real. This is real.
Is. They don't like each other.
No, they don't like each other at all. And you know, they really don't. Like this dude, like I feel like he really wants to put it down on Greg.
Yeah.
I've been talking to him. He's been hyped. He's been talking like and the thing is Juan, when like he says he's gonna do something, he really does it. And so like when he's saying he's gonna put it down, I really think. But then again, you know, like you said, Greg's a big dude, and Greg is he's a hard hitter, but Juan's also a hard hitter.
Yeah, it's two Mack trucks going toe to toe. Which one has more gas in the tank?
Exactly.
That's really what it's going to come down to. I think this is going to be fight of the night. Honestly, I think it's going to be a big one. Both these guys are trying to prove something. One's trying to keep his undefeated record. The other one's trying to prove that this guy doesn't belong. The animosity is real.
Exactly.
The interviews are coming there, and everybody just. It's a really big fight.
Exactly.
I'm pumped for it. Let's move it along with. We have James Vick versus Dan Hooker. And let's be honest. James Vick is flat even, so you don't want to bet him. And then you got Dan Hooker, who's minus 130, which you still don't want to bet him.
There's anyone you want to bet on at all.
And it's a close fight. I mean, Dan Hooker just lost to Edson Barbosa, but man, the amount of heart Dan Hooker has is unrealistic.
Exactly.
Dude, how much damage did he take in that Edson Barbosa fight?
Yeah, he took a lot. I see this one. This is going to the decision. And Hooker's going to win. Hooker's going to win this one. He's got such a heart.
Right on it. Oh yeah, keep going.
man, he's just got such a heart. Like, this dude, he's just, I don't know, man. It's a really close fight, and it's going to go the distance, but I think he has that edge just because, like, I'm not saying both dudes don't have heart. I'm saying this dude, his heart is, like, probably one of the, like, it's one of the craziest things I've seen in the UFC. Like, this dude, like, really puts his all into it. Like, he comes with the mindset, I cannot lose. I'm not going to, you know, this is what I got to do to win. Like, that's what, you know, everyone, you know, eat, you know, sleep, all that. That's the things they have to do to survive. He's like, I got to win. That's why his heart is so much into it.
I love it, man. Like, when he was in Edson Barbosa fight, man, there were so many times I'm sitting there behind the TV and I wanted to throw in the towel for him. I wanted to throw it in. I was like, dude, he's just taking so much damage. The spinning back kicks, you can see his body folding. He couldn't even hold his hands up. He barely could walk. And Edson Barbosa, like, you never see a fighter feel bad for somebody unless you're talking about way back when, you know, Uriah Faber fought, Jose Aldo. And he was hitting him with leg kicks. Jose Aldo's like, dude, like, how many leg kicks am I going to go before the ref calls it? This is the same as I think Edson Barbosa felt bad that he was just landing on these devastating leg kicks, these spin techniques, and they were landing, but Hooker would not give up. So this guy, when it talks to heart, this guy is in it. He's all in. But then you got James Vick. And James Vick was on a tear, dude. He was destroying everybody. He's come there. He has the height advantage. He has the reach advantage. He has the technique. He's very, very, you know, elusive. He's very, very complex with his striking, and he's going against a guy that doesn't want to be finished. It doesn't like to be finished. Both of them are coming up off of a loss. We haven't seen them fight for a little while. This could be an interesting matchup. We can see how they switch up. Now, James Vick is a tall, lanky athlete, but Dan Hooker is training with Israel Adesanya, and that's a long guy.
Hey, that's my guy too. That's one of my that's one of my favorite fighters right now. Like, dude. I'd say, like, Israel himself, he's top 3 fighters in the UFC.
Yeah, dude.
And if you look at his record, like with his kickboxing, his boxing, I believe he's 97-6-1. Like that dude. Like, there's nobody better to prepare.
For a fight? No, that's a perfect person, you know. And in his interview, he was talking about how he was preparing him for Edson Barbosa. The thing is, I just don't think the correlation of speed matched. I don't think they all were ready for that because Edson Barbosa went on a different level of speed. And not to say Israel Adesanya isn't fast. This guy has technique for days.
Yeah,
he has striking, he has length, he has everything. So well prepared is going to be Dan Hooker. He's coming in this fight well prepared. He's going to know how to strike against a guy with a longer reach. He's going to know how to strike against a guy with a longer kick. You know, he's going to know how to grapple this guy because he has the assistance. And, you know, James Vick is no slouch either. No. But Gaethje just came out of the woodworks over there in Nebraska and threw an overhand right, put him against a cage, put the pressure on him, and cracked him. This is a tough fight, man. This is a good fight.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I honestly will have to give it to Dan Hooker because he has that mentality. He's not going to care. He's going to go out there and he's going to give it all. I have him winning this, and I don't know if it's going to be a finish. I think it's going to, if it's a finish, it's going to be one of those ones that the punch or the kick or the combination or submission that no one ever saw coming. Yeah. It's going to be that, but I see this going into 15-minute all-out war, yep. And the last 5 minutes is just going to be bloody. We're going into round 3, 1-1, super close fight, and then I think Dan Hooker's just going to edge it just a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be a close fight. That one, I don't think there's. It's so close. I don't know if anyone can even say. Like, you know, it's like I'm just going based off heart. That's how close of a matchup it is. We're going off.
Yeah, heart, it goes a long way. You see a lot of athletes come back from the bottom and they're not even supposed to win because of that heart, that cardio, that will, that want. That is what gets them there, and this is one of those fights that you're going to present that heart. You're going to see that in this fight. Well, our next matchup we have on the main card is Francisco Tronaldo, who is a plus 160, and he's going against Alex Hernandez, who is a minus 190. That's a huge spread. Everybody is super high on Alex Hernandez. Alex Hernandez came out and blasted on his debut Beneil Dariush and knocked him out in the first round within the first 2 minutes. Impressive win. And then he just went on a tear after that and came up short against Donald Cerrone. Donald Cerrone, that's a guy you're talking about, a young athlete. He's in his third fight in the UFC, and he's going against the well-known Cowboy Cerrone, who jumps up and takes that. Again, that's impressive. But then you have Francisco Trinaldo, who has fought just about everybody. This guy's experience is just out the roof, and his cage awareness, his striking, his grappling is super complex, man. Like when you see this guy standing in front of you, he's not going to be one-dimensional. He is sitting there mixing up takedowns, mixing up strikes, has kicks. When he's down on the ground, he is above and beyond. And this guy does not give up, because this guy is just an animal. So you have two of these just ferocious beasts inside of the octagon facing it out. And they got their books so far apart and spread out against Alex Hernandez. I want to know how your take is on this fight.
So I don't think it should be as spread out as it is, first of all. That's going to be such a good fight. But I think Hernandez, I think he's really going to get it. Just because I think youth is going to take over in this one. Experience, that's really, that's something you can't teach. But youth, man, you start to lose your quickness, your everything as you get older. And he's so young that he can come at him,
Yeah, he can, man. And he hits like a mule.
Yeah.
For at the 155-pound division, Alex Hernandez has a strong right hand, a great sense of grappling, and his will and want is impressive, man. And like you said, he is the younger fighter, and he's going against an aged veteran. It could be a stepping stone for him. It could be another path to go there, and this would be a good win to put on his record to get himself back in the spotlight, to get the ball moving. He's a ranked athlete at 155. Trinaldo's trying to get this, bump himself up, build his name, and come back into the UFC as a household name. But it's just a tough matchup, man. But honestly, being the younger fighter Hernandez is, I think that power is going to give him a little bit more. But I wouldn't put money on it. Trinaldo is still a tricky guy. He is an experienced veteran. He is an athlete into his own name, and I will not call this fight. I cannot call this fight at all. I have personal relations with Alex Hernandez, and I don't want to make him mad with any of my judgments. And I'm stepping back. I love him. I think he's gonna do very, very well and impressive. But again, I don't want to make that call.
See, man, I'm going out with my emotions. I gotta say, my guy's gonna win, man.
Oh, there you go. I love it, man. It's good. And then our first fight of the main card is going to be Andre Arlovski, who is a plus 160, and he's going against Ben Rothwell, minus 190. All right. Again, a big spread. How do you see this fight playing?
Well, first of all, that's two heavy hitters too. Like that's gonna be someone's gonna get knocked out first round.
Yeah, you have a former, heavyweight champion.
Yup.
And that's still in it. That's still competing against the best of the best. And then you have Ben Rothwell, who hasn't been as a champion, but has fought everybody. And he's probably the scariest looking heavyweight you'll ever see. Like, when he looks at you across that stage, that octagon with the haircut and just his demonic look when he looks at you.
Man, you're like, oh man.
Like, I feel like he is literally an axe murderer. Like, he has literally lived out in the woods and he's chopped down more
fight,
trees.
man. I didn't come to die.
Yeah. Arlovski has the same retire. This guy has done a lot of impressive work. He has great hands. He has good cage awareness. He has great takedowns. I want to know how his chin's going to hold up to the durable Ben Rothwell. I don't see Ben getting finished in this fight.
No, I don't see Ben losing either. I got Ben winning.
I see Ben is a tough guy, though, man. He's going to keep pushing the pace, keep pushing forward, and it's a tough matchup for me. It's a tough matchup. Andre Arlovski, really good athlete. He's done really well. I thought he did really good against Wall Harris. He got caught with a bunch of punches that landed flush across the face. I remember watching it when I was at the cage side. I'm telling you, the guy can take a hit. So unless this comes up with an uppercut with an overhand right, I don't see Ben knocking him out. I see it going to the decision. But I can see exactly this happening. I can see Andre Arlovski going in, pressure fighting, putting him against a cage, holding him there, and sitting there and attacking him in the unknown. So I'll have to go with just the experience and there's the notoriety and the background in his gym I think that the brains behind the scene are telling Andre Arlovski to put pressure on him, keep him against the cage, don't give him any space to let go of his hands. So I got Andre Arlovski winning this fight.
We're gonna have to. We're split on this one too.
We're gonna split it all day. It's good. We have UFC San Antonio this weekend. That's just the main card. There's phenomenal fights on the whole entire card. It's gonna be impressive, man. So that is that for that. But I want to hear your story, man. And I'm pretty sure everybody here wants to hear your story. You know, when I sat there and talked to your mom on social media, she ended up telling me that, like, you have been motivated, you have a new heart, you dropped 63 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, what encouraged you to get this weight off? What has encouraged you?
So it's just crazy. It's like I remember for a while it was like, you know, I would do things and like over time it would get like worse and worse. Like when you go out somewhere to sit someplace, like you're a little too big for the chair, or like, you know, you can't run as quick, you get tired doing stuff. And I was like, man, I don't think I'm in good shape. So I got on the scale one day just to see. I gotta see what's going on. And it said 451, and I was like, holy shit, that's bad. That was my reaction. Like I was so horrified. Like nobody can ever, like, that's the worst feeling I think I've ever had. It was just like, you're like, it's like, wow, I let myself do this to myself. It's like, it's not a good feeling. You're like, I can't believe I stopped caring about myself that much. And so I had to really get on track and start really caring about what I was doing. And so like I started working out, I remember. And then so in February, so I started working out around like October-ish, and then the holidays came and I got sick, and then, you know, that's the time where everybody's eating everything. You got Halloween and you got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas, and I was making some mistakes. Anyway, and I ended up getting sick, and I was going a little bit, you know, I was working out but like a few days and then not really doing anything. And then in February, I remember I just was like, yeah, I gotta get to this, like really get to this, because like I lost a little bit of weight, but then I gained it back when February happened. And so when February 8th, I remember my trainer, because I hadn't been coming to the gym, and she was really trying to get me to get on it. Her name's Erica. She works over, Erica Eckel. She's over at the Eastern LVAC. And she sent me a video. I don't know if you've seen Possible Pat before or not. That's a great story. You need to go look at his story. He lost, so he was 600 pounds, and now I believe he lost, like, I think like 300 pounds. He lost 100 pounds in like 3 months. Like, this dude is, that. Like, that's what I wanted to do when I started, was 100 pounds in 3 months, and I realized that wasn't going to be possible for me. Like, that's tough. Like,
I mean, any amount of weight in 3 months, even over 50 pounds in 3 months, that's
I did accomplish that, and I was really happy with that.
That's insane. I know what it's like to cut weight, and, you know, losing that amount of weight, it fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's hard.
I didn't mean to cuss right there, but dude, it's terrible. Yeah. And you're telling me, how much did you lose in 3 months?
So, I believe maybe it was a couple days over 3 months. It was really close to 3 months. It was, because I got down from 351 to 399 at Memorial Day, and I started February 8th. So it was a few days after. So I lost about 51, 52 pounds. And then that was really good. I remember, and I was so happy when I did that, because like I was just working hard. But so when I saw his video, I started walking. Like, so what he was doing is he was walking every time he wanted to get food. He would walk to the grocery store and back. And I wasn't doing that, but I was walking 3 times a day. I was walking at home twice. I was doing 1.5 miles, 2 times at home around my house. And then I was doing 1 mile or 2 miles at the gym, because there's a track at LVAC. I love the track there. That's one of my.
It'd be comfortable.
Oh yeah, it's real nice. You know, it's air conditioned. It's nice, and I get to, like, you know, I get to see all the other people that work are really hard, and they're really motivated. It really sets the feeling, because like, when you are like interacting with a bunch of people that have the same mindset as you, dude, there's nothing better than it. You know what I mean? It's like
find success.
Exactly.
If you're around successful people, you will become successful by definition. You are around people that are always pushing themselves, that are always trying to achieve the best thing possible for themselves. So when you're around that mindset, you want to almost like you want to show them that you have the same thing. So you're going to push yourself further and further, and you know that's why success finds success, and misery loves company. So you see the miserable people hang out with miserable people, and successful people hang out with successful people. So that's our mindset as fighters. You know, there's a lot of people that it's not that you're cutting people off in your life that you don't want to hang out. It's just you can't be around them because they're not on the same mindset as
and
you.
it's hard. That's hard too. That's almost just as hard as losing the weight itself or doing any goal in life. And it's like, and one thing I want to say, any goal is going to be hard. You know, you see a lot of people, and this is the thing with social media. You see people do this stuff, and they're like, they get it done quick. Or, you know, you see people like, you know, let's use an example. We're talking about UFC. We'll use UFC fighters as an example. We all look up to these people. You know, you see a John Jones, you see, you know, Chuck Liddell, and you're like, man, these guys are so awesome. I want to be just like them. Well, here's the thing. They worked their asses off for hours and days and months and years before they got to the level they were and before anybody knew who they were. Exactly. So like if you want to start any certain goal, you got to work just as hard. The success isn't going to come right away, you know. If you want to be, you know, the richest person in the world, you're not going to get that money overnight. You got to work hard. You got to work out your way up. You got to learn. You want to be one of the smartest people in the world. You want to own your own company. You got to start out with college. I mean, some people don't even start with college. Some people start from, you know, scratch. You know, you got to start from the beginning. And the more and more effort you put in, you know, here's the thing. You think if it's not happening right away, I don't want to do it. That time's going to go by no matter what. So you might as well keep working and try to achieve something than just wish for it to come, you know?
Wish for it. Yeah, you know, you're absolutely right, man. The thing is, it's very difficult. Like, to change your life, people do think it's overnight. People do think it's... To change your life, you have to literally go at it at an amateur level and build it up at a professional level. Where you sit there and even in weight loss, like, you know, cutting out multiple things all at once.
I still have trouble with it. You know, last June I was losing weight and I was getting it back. I went on vacation and I was losing weight and I would get it back. This month I've already lost 10 pounds, which I'm really happy with this month.
Man.
Like that's
impressive.
Yeah. So like my point is you're gonna give in to those things. Like especially when you're starting. You know, I'm not even a year in yet, and I have a lot more control than when I started. But it's still like, you know, I still get those cravings. You know, like. It's crazy. There's still things that you're gonna want, you know. Like everyone has one thing, you know. I like chicken wings. That's my big downfall, man. You know, that's my downfall. I've always told people that.
There's a this is the thing, man. Like when it came down to it, like for me, like in the background of my, I was always that person that no one ever thought I was gonna be. No one, like when I made it in the UFC, everyone had a conversation at home, and they all sat there and they've told me this. And I'm not talking about my family, I'm talking about my friends, my following, the people that I knew in Kansas City. They're like, out of all the people that I hung out with and all the people I grew up with, and I went with 4-time state champions in wrestling, I went with national champions in wrestling. I was surrounded by successful people, and I never got a successful title. So I'm around all these high-level athletes that were way better than me. And I'm the only one that made it. Deron Wynn is another person that wrestles in Kansas City. He just now got in the UFC. It's amazing. We have another person in Kansas City that trains in the same facility. He's from Victory. He's trained there a lot longer than I have. But this is another kid. Like, out of all the people that expect, I was the last person. And Deron's in it, and now that's someone we expected to be in there. When he started fighting, I knew this kid was going to come into, you know, be in the UFC. He's explosive, he's fast, he's an impressive kid. But when you looked at me and you looked at his background, being an Olympic, you know, going to the World Team Trials and Olympics, he's sitting there, won tournaments across the country, and he's won state, he's won nationals. The kid's a savage, the kid's an unreal wrestler. And then you look at me, and like the best I ever did was, you know, make it to state in high school and like take second at, you know, freestyle state. That was it. And I took second to the guy that Deron defeated hugely at the state finals. Like, it was like I wasn't even on that level, so I was the last person to do it, but no one saw that every day I went to the gym, every day I worked out, every day I did this. I changed my nutrition, I changed my life, I changed the people I hung out with. I did everything to get to where I'm at today. And even then, I'm still in the process of trying to learn and develop things because I have to take things out. Like right now, I did a thing for myself and I'm taking out all dairy. Dairy is an inflammatory for me. Dairy is something that I have that it's your chicken wing. You say your go-to is chicken wing? Yep. Mine is dairy, man. When I'm depressed, I eat cheese. When I'm happy, I eat cheese. When I'm hungry, I eat cheese.
Yeah, that's the same one with chicken wings, man. Like that's
is that so? You know, instead of going at it like, all right, I'm gonna cut all this out, I'm gonna do all this stuff. Instead of, you know, putting myself in my body into a scarcity where it knows at some point in time in life that it's gonna come back. I just decided to cut everything else. Like, cut dairy out entirely. I'll never have dairy again. That is my goal. That is what I'm doing. I'm not going to have cheese, not going to have ice cream, not going to have, unless it's vegan ice cream. Vegan ice cream I'll definitely have. I have to have that. It has no dairy in it, which is good. It's just ice with a bunch of flavor stuff. And then slowly I'm going to incorporate stuff that I'm going to cut out in my life entirely, because it's the only way to go at it is slowly but surely. I can't change what I'm going to eat during that time, because it's hard, it's difficult. Because if I'm going to say, hey, at this time, at this date, at this location, at this point in my life, you know, this is what I want to look like. So I'm going to do all this diet all the way up until that point. And once I get to that point, after that point, I didn't plan for it. I'm only planning for a couple months. So when I vision it and make it look like I'm going to take this out for good, that is the way I progress. And that's the same thing as even in Thai. It's like, all right, every day I'm going to throw 150 kicks both ways. It sounds crazy, but every day I go in and throw 150 kicks. Sooner or later, it's going to be a habit where I sit there and throw 150 kicks. And then I'm going to have more fluid motion in my kicks, more fluid motion in my hands to set up my kicks. It's just putting goals to make me go there that I'm going to do every day.
Yeah, the way I do it, it was hard. I tried to cut everything out at once. That was one thing. Some people, everyone is different. Everyone's body's different. Like, you're cut it out. Like, for me, cutting it out was really hard. So I've cut it down to a very, very small, and that's that. I'm happy with that. And then the more I progress, you know, eventually I'll be able to cut out. Period. Like, there's some foods that's like I'll never be able to get rid of that. It's like now I keep working. It's like, man, I don't even want that food. It makes you sick. It's not good for you, and you start to get rid of it eventually without even really thinking about it. There's some that's going to take longer to get rid of, but it's going, and you know, it's like. My goal, I always have a goal after my goal. Like, my goal right now is to get down 200 pounds. That's my main weight, right? 200. And my goal after that, I've thought about bodybuilding. I've thought about training and learning something, you know, maybe jujitsu or something, because I've had people talk to me about that. About, well, would you be willing to do that? I'm like, yeah, I'll think about it. Like, I'll do anything, you know? I'm not scared to try anything, but it's like, I always have a goal after my goal. Like, how you were saying, you're still learning, right?
Yeah.
Nobody should stop learning, because once you stop learning, what is there to do? You always want to learn and move on to something new as soon as you surpass what you're doing now. Because if you don't have a goal for the future, what is there to look forward to?
You're absolutely correct. And you have to keep those goals. You have to keep that mindset. You have to have your short-term goals, your long-term goals, your lifelong goals, everything. You have to sit there and be like, hey, this is what it is, and you have to stick to it and hold yourself accountable. And that's the most difficult thing when it comes to anything with training, weight, losing weight, fighting. You have to hold yourself accountable because you have to show up. 90% of the battle is literally showing up.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you don't do good one day, like, you can have a horrible workout, you know, you may have eaten bad or whatever. If you still go to the gym, you're still doing better than you did not going to the gym. And then the next day, get back on it. Like, there's so many times, I know everybody you look at that's so successful has had days where they just fail. But failure teaches you success. Like, it's just facts. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's going to teach you, how can you appreciate.
Will Smith said you had to fail forward. As in, you keep on you fail, but you fail forward. You learn from it. You grow from it. If you don't choose not to, that is your own decision. That is your own deal. And that's what you have to do in life. You have to fail to get forward. Do you know how many times I have been submitted in jiu-jitsu? Do you know how many times I have lost a battle in the gym or a match in the gym? How many times I have failed to get to the point where I'm at today? It's hundreds. Exactly. Hundreds of times. I got choked out the other day. I only have one arm and I'm trying to roll with these guys, and they know that it's there, so they go harder. But I learned how to roll with a hurt shoulder. But I got choked out, and I'm not mad. That right there, I know, hey, don't stick your head up with the one arm. You don't have the grit or strength to pull this. It's like, you learn from it. So when I rolled with him again, he tried to hit the move, that same exact move, and I was able to counteract that move to get me into the sweep to where I could get on top, and then it ended up with the ultimate, position control at that time, and I finished out the round on top in a dominant position the entire time. And it was from me learning that, hey, he was going to do this is his move, this is his go-to, I'm going to set this up to make him believe, boom. So I learned from that, I grew from that, I got better from it. And that's exactly how you have to do it. You're learning in your process.
And one thing I heard this, I listen to motivational videos every day, like a montages that people put together, and I listen to it every day, and it helps. It really does. And one thing, I can't remember who said this quote, but set goals, even if you aren't going to be able to achieve them. Like, always set larger goals, because you're going to go 100% harder if you have more to do. And if anybody says, well, don't make that goal, you're going to fail. Like, okay, if you don't believe, if you're telling someone not to set something that you don't think they can achieve, that, it's right, it's saying you don't think their ego can take not succeeding. And this was a quote I heard. I'm not saying it exactly word for word.
That's okay.
But, and so basically, it's okay to fail. If you fail, man, and like in the video, he goes, it's okay to be upset for one day. That's acceptable, but you can't keep being upset. One day you could be upset if you don't accomplish it, and the next day you got to start working for a new goal or to keep going on that goal. It's like you can't just stop because it's not going right. Because there's a lot of times it's not going right. My goal was to be way lower than I am right now. My goal right now would be, around July 370, 360. That was my goal. I'm not there yet. That's cool. My goal is by September 12th is to be down to 351, which is 100 pounds lost. And that's my goal. If I don't achieve it, oh well. I'm gonna push more.
You will sit there and push yourself every day just to achieve that goal, even more now than you did yesterday.
Exactly.
Because you have more want, you have more need, you have more motivation to go after that. And it's a remarkable story that you have changed your life. You woke up one day, you didn't like where it was at, and you're making a difference in your life. And it's impressive. And I see that you're trying to motivate people as well through your own social media platform.
It's crazy, I never thought, I would have, like when I started, it was mainly just to post, like so my friends could see and to keep myself in track. And if anybody happened to see it along the way that needed it, perfect. Come along, watch, help yourself with it, And that was ultimately awesome for me. And then like it started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I was like 22,000 on Twitter, which is crazy to me. Like I would never thought, and like one of my heroes in the UFC, John Jones, actually, I ended up wearing his hoodie that I had since I was in middle school. I bought one. He did this little like fundraiser, and I bought this hoodie and I had it. And then after I got out of high school, I wasn't able to wear it because I gained weight. I'm able to wear it now, and I was wearing it, and I went to the gym and worked out in it. And he actually commented, he was like, "Be my inspiration now." And that meant so much to me. It's like the fact that people that I look up to are noticing and looking up to me. It's like, it's crazy. Nobody is better than anybody else. We're all just doing our own thing. And so when you see someone that's just, the most phenomenal person, the best UFC fighter, the best, boxer in the world, Floyd Mayweather, whoever you want to call the best boxer, Triple G, whoever, you look up to them and you might be like, man, I wish I could be them. Well, you can be them if you put in the work. It's never too late to stop. You may not end up being them, but you're going to be the best you possible. And that's better than being anybody else. Because nobody wants to be anyone else. We all should work to be ourselves and make ourselves the best self instead of someone else.
I love it, man. I love the fact that John Jones reached out to you and gave you those words, because that word obviously motivated you.
Oh, Brian, that was...
changed your life by one act from John Jones, your favorite fighter in the world, just by commenting. That's all he did. He didn't come up to you and have a conversation. He just gave you a comment, and that's giving back. And that's the best part about fighters like that. Like, the guy is a good dude. He is a great person, and he gave back to you, and you're giving back to others, and you're doing stuff. And it would be amazing when you post that photo and just tag him in it. And 100 pounds down, I did this. I'm pushing for it. And you're motivating him, you're making him happy, and you're making yourself happy, and you're bettering yourself in your life. It's remarkable, man.
Yeah, it's great. My mom, she's been working hard too. That with your dairy, hers with soda, she cut it out completely. She was able to do that, and she was drinking soda like it was water. Like there was no water left on the planet. It was only soda. That's what she was drinking. She drank maybe 3-4 a day. Like it was crazy, and she cut it out. And she's working hard. Everybody I know. Here's the thing with my friends and family, everybody that follows me, I'm gonna push you to become the best you possible too. If you have a goal, I'm gonna talk to you about it almost every day, every couple days, a week, whatever. I'm gonna make sure you're working hard too, because my goal is not only now, I have a bigger platform. It's not only just for myself, it's to help other people move on with their life, because I don't care if I end up becoming something crazy huge or whatever, you know. Just the fact that if you can help like one person, that means more than helping one person change someone's life is more important than 5 million Instagram followers or, you know.
Your following should never even matter.
That's what I'm saying. It's
following. When
way.
you have that following, it's you know, let's go with an old school Spider-Man mentality. With great power comes great responsibility. With great following comes great responsibility. What are you gonna do with all that following?
Exactly.
You know, are you just gonna use it for yourself, or are you gonna get back? And that's the best part, is giving back. And your following grow, let it grow. It's amazing. It's impressive because you can sit there and you can change the world. And by changing the world, all you need to do is change one person. And right now, it sounds like you and your mom are together. So you guys are working together. You're changing each other's lives, and that right there, that's a duo. And that's all you need to do. You know, for me, I've always wanted to change my dad's life. I always want to sit there and motivate my father and help him become a better him and do everything for him and make him, you know, help out in his weight loss. And it's difficult because it's hard. You know, it's hard to lose weight. It's hard to change.
It's really hard.
You know,
and mentality doesn't change overnight. It was a continual change, you know, and that's when I started. Just implement little changes. Maybe change one thing each day that you do. When I started, it was the walking. Right, I walked. I still went to the gym. I used to play football, so I lift. You know, it's crazy. People don't believe how like agile I am for my size. Like I do box jumps. I've never had a problem with box jumps. It's like, and it's crazy because you know I'm almost, you know, right now I'm 388. It's like. There's almost a dude that's 400 pounds doing box jumps. Like, you can do box jumps. Like, everybody can do box jumps. You gotta work towards what you want, you know? It's a mentality. And so, make a little change. If you can't do box jumps today, do step-ups. And then once you get really good at those step-ups, and it's too easy, put 2 steps. Once you can do 3, then box jump. And if you can only do box jump on 1, box jump on 1. And then when you're good at that, 2, 3, and you keep moving up. So, like I was saying, when I started, it was walking and working out. And I did eat healthy. The farther I went along, now I get a meal plan from my guy, Jonathan Holland, at Holland Hard Bodies. That's my guy. He started. So he's been giving me great meal plans, man, and workout plans. And so I still work with Eric over at LJC, and then he gets me stuff, and everyone just works together to make, you know, and always have support, you know, always have a support system. But the biggest thing I can tell anybody that's losing weight is care about what you think, not what the 20 other people, 30, 100, 200, whatever it is. Because first of all, you're going to have supporters. You're going to have haters. First of all, it doesn't matter what the haters say. Supporters, it's awesome when they give you love, but at the end of the day, you got to do it because you want to do it, not because of what they want, and not, you know, they can encourage you and do all that, but at the end of the day, you got to be able to find yourself in the mindset to encourage yourself, because if it's going to change, you know, things are going to move on, people are going to go out of your life, people are coming into your life, you got to be able to keep that constant motivation. And you gotta have that within yourself because you never know who's still gonna be there. You know what I mean?
100%, man. Like, thing is you hear on all these like platforms and everything, and you go to people's social media accounts. You're always gonna look at the comments. When you look at the comments, there's just negativity. Everybody has to hate. They want to hate. They just sit there. Like, I get DMs. I've been out for an entire year. I've done absolutely nothing when it comes to fighting. I haven't talked to anybody. I haven't sat there and called out anyone. I don't need to. I just sit there like, oh, it's a good fight, this, that. I'll get DMs of people telling me I'm just a horrible person in more foul language than that my family's a terrible. They should never have me. I'm just like, I don't even know you. Why are you saying
I've had people do that to me too. I tell everybody I should play left guard or tackle in the NFL because I block so many people. My block list. And here's the thing: they think they make you upset. Sometimes it might be a little depending on what you're going through, but most of the time I'm like, the way I look at it is, you spend a minute of your time looking at what I'm doing. You spend a minute thinking what to do, and you take a minute to write it out. So ultimately, I'm taking 3 minutes out of your day for you to be negative. Imagine what you could do if you added that 3 minutes to something positive.
Yeah, you can. It's everybody just wants to hate for no reason. They just want to have a comment. They want to have a reaction. They want to have something for some reason. It doesn't
Especially
matter.
on Twitter. Twitter's.
It's horrible, man. But who cares? Like,
exactly. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
You're just bringing more eyes to my post, and you're making yourself look dumb. That's
the way I look at it, man, is if they're gonna look anyway, I might as well give them something good to look at.
All right, well, this is the time. This is going to be our wrap up. I have to get going. I'm pretty sure you have to. Mama's outside waiting to go. Go for you guys' little workout walk. Tell the fans out here where they can find you on social media. You got shout outs, give them a holler, let them know.
Yeah, so you can find me at Paul Minor, the number 4, real. So that's Instagram and Twitter. So it's PaulMinor, the number 4, REAL. It's the same on those two. You can find me on there. I'm always posting. Man, shout out. I gotta think of some shout outs. Oh man, of course, Erica, Jonathan Holland, they've really worked with me. My mom, my grandma, my family, God, of course. DeMario, that dude. Man, my friend DeMario's a great guy. Shout out to him. Shout out to my friend Darian. They talk to me every day, Shout out to Juan, you're gonna win this weekend, you know what I'm saying? Man, shout out, most importantly, sorry if I leave anyone. Oh, Cameron, I got shout out. He's like my older brother, Dustin. Shout out to everybody that's just supportive. If you're my friend, sorry if I left anybody out. Even if you're not someone that's supporting me, or maybe even the haters, I'll give you a shout out because I hope you do better. I pray, I literally pray you find it in yourselves to put that into something good. All the hate, because I don't want nobody to do bad. So I hope, I hope everybody does good. Fans, followers, haters. Shout out to all you guys. I hope you all do good. It's just the way I look at it. I look at everybody. I have no negativity towards anybody. So
I'm in, man. Shout out to your mom, dog.
Of course, I did say shout out to my family.
Yeah, shout out to your family. You got the bread. You got the love. All right, that wraps us up, man. I want to thank Farm Organics for helping me out over here and always being in my corner. The best CBD on the planet, man. These people are always there for you. It is not somebody that just sits there and does, post this, post that. These guys are a relationship with me, my family. They check in on us. They're the best. That's a company that actually cares for their people. I love you, CBD company, Farm Organics. You are the best. All right, that wraps it up, man. It was a pleasure meeting with you.
It was a pleasure meeting with you.
We'll have to get back whenever you hit your 100 mark, and we'll do another breakdown.
Oh yeah,
we'll do another
will,
shout
man.
out. So.
Oh, for sure. We gotta, we might have to come for that Whitaker. Adesanya. Adesanya is winning that. That's my guy, man. I gotta say this real quick. Top 3 fighters, UFC, John Jones, Israel, Khabib. Top 3, easily.
Right, top 3. Dude, you got your fanboys here. If you guys aren't sending him something here, I'm going to be super bummed out. But I'll try to make sure and see if these guys will see that. All right, Paul.
All right, thanks.
You're the best.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me come out and do this. This was